Hey, how y'all doing this afternoon? Today we're gonna walk out here and give you a quick little update on my garden. Just a quick little walkthrough because I need to prune some tomatoes, so I'm gonna show you how to prune your tomatoes back and how to sucker them and use those suckers to start you some more tomato plants. So let's go get this thing started. Okay, these are the cucumbers. You see they're doing quite well. My system is running right at the moment, so you'll be able to see exactly how this thing operates. You can see the water coming out right here. Now this 1/2-inch pipe waters the plant, returns through this line on the bottom into the storm gutter, and just follows it down back to the sump through the return line. Cucumbers are doing real good. These are some ones that I had planted early. Some of them aren't looking real great, but I replaced them with some more plants, and they were about this size. They're coming on really good. Real pleased with them. These are the squash. Let me show you how to weed your garden too. Show you how to weed a hydroponic garden. Okay, we're done with that. So we'll move along. Squash plants. The last 4 buckets down here are zucchinis, and they're doing really well. This row over here, more squash plants, doing really good. And these are some more cucumbers, and they're doing quite well. So everything's looking really good. There's some flowers that I planted here in this little tower. They're looking strong. Over on this side, the tomatoes. And we need to get these things pruned. They're starting to bloom a little bit. See the blooms coming on in there. These over here are the blackberries. That's the little young plants. These first 3 buckets are the young plants. They're starting to bloom. Looking real good. This is the original blackberry that I started with. It's got a lot of buds on it. Bloom up here on the top. Yeah, it's going to be full of berries. So that's good. So let's get back to the tomatoes, and I'm going to show you how to prune them things real quick. Okay, so I caught me a jar full of water. Just regular tap water. I think if you use chlorinated water, you may want to catch the water the day ahead of time and let it sit so the chlorine can seep out of it. And I'll show you what that'll be used for in a minute. So we're going to start at the bottom of the plant and just remove some of these leaves. We want to grow tomatoes. We don't really want to grow leaves. We're just going to cut them off. This is the sucker that's coming off of the plant, so we're going to cut it. I'm going to go ahead and trim some of the leaves off of it. Just leave the leaves that's right up at the top. We'll just drop it down in this water. And that's all there is to it. This sucker will start rooting. All these little fibers that you see on the stem of the plant, all that is roots. You put that down in the water, then roots will start growing. Within a week or so, you'll have a good root system on this plant, and you can just plant it into your perlite or in the soil, whichever way you plant. And you have any tomato plant. So we'll get back over here and do a little bit more pruning. There's another sucker. I'll show you where that sucker's coming from and to get a little bit better angle on it. And go ahead and cut some of these bottom leaves off. And just just drop it down in the water. You just drop it right into the water and it'll root. Back in here, some of these leaves. Cut these leaves off. Pull them out of the way. Like I say, we want to grow tomatoes. We don't want to grow a bunch of leaves. We're going to cut that big one off. Some right down on the bottom we'll cut. See if I can get the camera in here at a little bit better angle. This right here, if you can see it, is a sucker. And I was about to say I was going to leave it on there, but I think I'll go ahead and take it off and start it rooting. You can leave it on there and it'll fruit. You'll have tomatoes on this sucker. So we'll just take it off. Okay, the way you find the sucker is where the leaf comes off of the stem, right in that fork of the stem and the leaf is where the sucker grows. That one there is kind of small, so I'm going to leave it on there. I'll let it grow a few more days and I'll come out here and cut it and start me another plant off of it. But anyway, that's where the sucker is. It grows right out at the base, where the base of the leaf is. Comes off the stem. Just cut it off. Trim it up, leave the top leaves on it. Put it in a jar or a glass full of water and it'll root. Okay, so I'm just going to continue down that row of tomatoes and go ahead and get them pruned, and I'll come back and show you what I've done. Okay, so we ended up with probably, I didn't count them, but we probably got a dozen or 15 or so of the suckers over in our water jar. I'm going to let them root. Just going to take them back up to my little shop, set them up on the porch where they won't be in the direct sun. Don't want that water to get too hot, so we'll just let them sit there till they root, and we'll get them into a bucket and they'll be on their way. So I hope y'all found this video helpful, how to tend to your tomatoes. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget now to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll know when the next video comes up. I'll be showing all kind of little tips and tricks that I use out here in my garden. I've been successful for about 7 or 8 years now, and I think you can learn something from it. I hope you'll get excited about doing some gardening for yourself, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. God bless you.